In today's video, I want to show you how to use the following equations to do math and with pH and pOH. So if you look at the first equation, pH and the concentration of hydrogen are located in this formula, and that's what those little brackets mean. They mean concentration. So when I'm talking about concentration, I mean molarity. And don't forget that molarity is moles per liter of solution, so you may need that equation if you weren't given the molarity for a particular substance. So the first equation deals with pH, and the second equation deals with pOH. Now I know that you are familiar with pH because we've had a pH scale that goes from 0 to 14, where 7 is neutral, and this is our pH scale. And we know that below 7, it's an acid, and above 7, it's a base. Now, just so people don't get confused, we've only ever discussed the pH scale. So there is another scale that's known as the pOH scale, which is exactly the same, goes from 0 to 14, where 7 is neutral, but it's the opposite. Now, to eliminate confusion, this is why this one is never discussed. We do everything in terms of pH, but pOH does exist. It's just like the lesser-known younger brother of pH. So from 0 to 7, it's a base. It's the same as pH, except where acid and base is on the scale, it's flipped. So that's the only difference between pH and pOH, as you can see in the formulas. In my pH formula, it's negative log of H. And then in my pOH formula, it's negative log of OH. So both very similar equations. Now, they're both related to each other through the number 14. So pH and pOH should equal 14. So if I have something on the pH scale, let's say it's right there and it has a pH of 2. It's an acid. Well, on the pOH scale, it's still an acid, but its pH would come out to about 12. So that's the difference. It's going to have a low pH, but it's going to have a high pOH. So we can use that middle equation to get from pH to pOH. And then finally, the last equation, which we talked about in class the other day, is Kw. So we could use that equation to determine H or OH concentration based on the equilibrium constant Kw. So Kw right there is a constant, and I included the constant below. So right there. So Kw is always that same number. So sometimes we can use that equation, sometimes we don't have to, just depends on the situation that's presented to us. So let's try a problem, and that's where this is going to start making a lot more sense. All right, so in this problem, it says, what is the pH? So I'm looking for pH. So let's define our variables. Well, my H concentration is 3.4 times 10 to the negative fifth. Now, you do notice that I wrote concentration of H, and H3O was given in the formula, or given in the problem. H plus and H3O plus, hydronium and hydrogen ions, are the same thing. They're going to be equal to each other, so you can use them either way. So if we go up to our formulas at the top, which I included right here for us, we can see that the concentration of H is in this formula, and it is in this formula. So I have to use one of these two. Now, since it asks for the pH, I'm going to want to use the top formula because both of my knowns and unknowns are in that first formula. So, to find the pH, you just do negative log concentration of H. So my pH would equal negative log of my 3.4 times 10 to the negative fifth. And I put that in the calculator, and I get an answer of 4.5. So that's my pH. And that's all you do. Now let's try the second one. This one's a little bit harder. So it says, what is the pH? So I'm looking for pH again. And it gives me kind of a weird thing. It gives me the concentration of a sodium hydroxide solution. So what I want you to really focus on in that equation given is the fact that there's an OH in that chemical formula. So that number is my concentration of OH. So it gave me my concentration of hydroxide, and that's 1.0 times 10 to the minus third molar hydroxide. So let's go up to the top and look at those equations. I know my concentration of hydroxide, so I can use this equation right there, or I can use this equation. Now I want the pH, so that's in those two equations. So there's actually more than one way to solve this problem, so let's talk about both ways, and then I'll show you the one way that I prefer. So I could plug my hydroxide in right there, use this equation, because I know Kw, and find my hydrogen ion concentration, plug into this formula to get the pH. Or, and this way I like better, I can plug in for hydroxide, find my pOH, and then I just have to subtract it from 14 to get my pH. I think that way is a little bit easier. So, I'm going to find my pOH first. So that is the negative log of my hydroxide concentration, which was the 1.0 times 10 to the minus third. So my pOH comes out to 3.0. So now I know pH plus pOH equals 14.0. My pH, my pOH is 3.0 equals 14. So I do the subtraction, subtract 3 from both sides, and my pH comes out to 11.0. That's it. That's all you do. All right, so this is the last kind of problem that you guys can see with these formulas. And since we're still new to solving out things with logarithms, I need to show you how to undo a logarithm or how to work backwards. So in the problem that was given to me, it says the pH of a solution is measured and determined to be 7.52. So it actually gave me the pH. So pH equals 7.52. And it has a couple things that it wants. It wants me to find the hydronium ion concentration, the hydroxide ion concentration, and then it wants me to state if it's an acid or a base. So let's do the first part. So what is the hydronium ion concentration? So if I use these equations, I can do that with the first one. So I have my pH. My pH equals negative log concentration of H. And I was given the pH, which is 7.52, equals negative log concentration of H. And now I need to be really careful with how I solve this, because I was given the pH, and now I have to try to get rid of this negative log part. So, first thing I want to do is multiply both sides of this equation by -1, just so that I move the negative over to the other side. So when I do that, this side cancels off and makes it positive. And then on the other side, it's now become negative. So now to get rid of the log part, I have to take 10 to the exponent of this side, so 10 to the power of negative 0.752, and 10 to the power of log H plus. And when I do that, the log and the 10 cancel each other off, so all I'm left with on this side is concentration of H plus equals 10 to the negative 7.52, which I can do in my calculator. And when I do that in my calculator, it comes out to 3.00 times 10 to the negative 8th. So that's my concentration of hydronium. And that's how you get rid of a logarithm. So that could be a little confusing at first. So you do 10 to the power of each side of the equation. Now, for the second part, it wants the hydroxide concentration, which we could do using the Kw formula. Okay, so I just resized everything, and I'm going to use the Kw formula to solve the second part. So Kw equals concentration of H times concentration of OH. Kw is always 1.0 times 10 to the minus 14. Concentration of H we know is 3.00 times 10 to the minus 8. and concentration of hydroxide is what I'm looking for. So I divide both sides by 3.00 times 10 to the negative 8th, cancels off. Same thing on this side. And now I just use my calculator. So my concentration of hydroxide, when I divide this number by this number, is 3.33 times 10 to the minus 7. And then I've answered the second part of the equation. So let's highlight that just so we know that that's an answer. And we'll highlight this since we know that's the answer to the first one. Now for the last part, is it an acid or a base? A couple different things you can look at to solve this. My personal favorite is looking at that pH. So since it gave me the pH and I know it's above 7, I know this is an acid. I could also look at the answers that I got in these problems right there, and I can see that my hydroxide concentration is a bigger number than my hydrogen concentration. So since this is a bigger number and we know hydroxide deals with a base, this solution would be basic. So you could do that as well, but I still think looking at the pH is easier. So that wraps up how to use all these equations in conjunction with each other. If you have any other questions, make sure to ask me in class.